Today I'm going to talk about the book Lean In, Women, Work and the Will to Lead by Sheryl Sandberg. The book has been written by Sheryl Sandberg, the Chief Operating Officer at Facebook. The book sold more than 1 million copies and was a bestseller since its launch as of the fall of 2013. In this book, the author argues that barriers at workplace still exist for women and both men and women must come together to bridge this gap. In this book, Sheryl shares a lot of her own life examples to make the concept much more relatable to the readers. The book focuses on two things: gender inequality in the workplace and advice and recommendations for women that would help them navigate their careers and strive for leadership roles while also making sure that their personal and family lives are fulfilled. Though I will focus on the video on the first part, which is the gender equality that women are facing, my focus in this video will be more the techniques and the recommendations that Sheryl shares from her own life that will help women succeed in the corporate world. Gender inequality issues that women are facing in the workplace. Women compensation being less for doing the same work as men. Statistics that is showing gender bias. The conflict that arises in a woman's life while finding a balance between the demands of work and parenting. She explains how difficult it can be to raise kids while being a top performer at work. Many of us feel that Western countries are more advanced and that women equality is much less over there than in Eastern countries like India. But I've lived in USA for more than 8 years and I've felt that gender inequalities and biases against women is much more in the US than in India. If you've liked the video till now, please hit the subscribe button. Now I'm going to begin with the techniques that Sheryl Sandberg recommends to all the women around her. The first one is women's own mental construct. Women don't get as much as men in the society because they themselves feel that they are less capable and less confident as compared to men. And this is a social mental construct that has been going on for ages. A line from the book says, "We lower our own expectations of what we can achieve." She cites examples that women don't ask for promotion and raise because they feel they don't deserve it. She talks about her own experience of joining Facebook when she was negotiating her salary. Initially, she agreed to the salary that was given to her by Mark Zuckerberg. But later on, when her husband convinced her that she deserves more, she negotiated better. But initially, because she thought she's less capable and that is what she deserves, she was okay with the salary that was offered to her. The second is society's perception of women, which is also called as a likability trap. So through the likability trap, successful women are often perceived as unlikable and overly aggressive. She shares her own examples and feelings when her name was listed in Forbes magazine 100 most powerful women in the world. And people around her called her bossy and aggressive. She says that when a man is commanding, he's called a good leader. But when a woman starts commanding, she's called aggressive and bossy. And that's a society's perception or the likability trap. The third is she stresses upon the importance of mentorship and building relationship and a strong network around men and women with who you can take guidance, with who you can take help, and with whose help you can grow in your career. She encourages women to seek out mentors, both male and female, who can provide guidance and support in navigating their careers. Sandberg also stresses upon building a women network for women so they can support and build each other's lives. The fourth technique that Sheryl Sandberg recommends to her readers is focus on too much on career levels. Once upon a time, one of Sheryl Sandberg's friend was offered a job. It was a great opportunity. However, her to-be employer wanted her to start at a ground level. Sheryl's friend was financially sound and hence Sheryl advised her to go with the pay cut. However, she didn't take up the job, saying that this would put her career back by 4 years. Sheryl's argument was that it was truly a tough decision to go back from a career level perspective. But her point was that if she was going to be working for the next 30 years, going back 4 years wouldn't make a difference on the grounds that she would learn a lot more new skills in her job. The fifth suggestion that Sheryl makes is look for a company which is growing in the market. She again shares her own personal story over here. She was being recruited at Google as a business unit manager, and at that time Google had no business units at all. So she was not sure of what her role is going to be. But the CEO of Google said, if you are going to sit on a rocket ship, would you ask Which seat would you take, or would you just jump in the rocket ship? The CEO of Google explained, Sheryl Sandberg, that people grow when companies grow and not when companies are stagnated. The sixth technique that Sheryl Sandberg explains is the use of faking your emotions at workplace. She recalls that when she was an aerobics instructor in 1980, she always smiled. Sometimes the smile came naturally. Other days when she was in a bad mood, she had to fake it. After 1 hour of forced smiling, she automatically felt cheerful. Research also backs this concept of fake it till you make it. Research says that if you fake a smile, you will automatically start feeling more cheerful and happy. And this is what impacts your workplace in a positive manner. The seventh suggestion that Sheryl Sandberg shares in the book is that we should be open and honest about what we are feeling. She shares that once there was an intern at Mark Zuckerberg's office, and he pointed out to Mark Zuckerberg that Mark Zuckerberg's public speaking skills were not appropriate. But then he was offered a full time position at Facebook because of his honesty and openness. Eight is the use of humor. Sheryl Sandberg suggests her readers that if we use humor to convince people and to communicate with them, our messages are sent across much more effectively. And the last technique that Cheryl suggests is that we should have equitable distribution of household work between a man and a woman, and emphasizes the importance of supportive partners and employees. In one interview, Sheryl Sandberg said that who you marry is the most important career decision you ever make in your life. Whether you're a man or a woman, this book shares a lot of insights around how you can amp up your career and make it grow to another level. I have tried to incorporate as many techniques and as many takeaways from this book as possible. But if you want more, you can surely read the book. I can give the link in the description below. Thank you.